Okay, Book 4, Page 1. These are various aircraft that were based at the Lockport Cambria Airport, which originally was known as Smith Field. This happened at the grand opening of the Niagara Landing wine cellars. Okay, Book 4, Page 2. This was a large birthday party at Smith Field, or Lockport Cambria Airport, what have you. And this was a lot of the Smith family there, and we just wanted to get a few pictures and have a little fun along with the rest of them. Okay, Book 4, Page 3. This is the home base, or Smith Field as we call it, in about 1985, and this was prior to any buildings for the Niagara Landing wine cellars. All there was the grape fields there. And of course you can see the runway and the taxiway going from the buildings out to the runway. Okay, Book 4, Page 4. Picking grapes at the Niagara Landing farm, the Smith farm, and right in the very center is the grape picker and the first building of the Niagara Landing wine business. Since then it's grown quite big with all kinds of buildings attached. Okay, Book 4, Page 5. This was Bill Smith in his own 1937 Stearman biplane over Wilson Harbor. This is one of the oldest Stearmans still flying in the area. Okay, Book 4, Page 6. This is the Slayton Settlement Road Park in the town of Lockport. Originally, my father owned this property, which was approximately 100 acres, and we used it for dry cows and young stock that were up there, and it was about a quarter of a mile away from home. We used to drive them in the spring right down the road with horses and bring them back for snowfly. Okay, Book 3, or Book 4, Page 7. The 100 Acres Boy Scout Cabin. This is just south of Slayton Settlement Road, and it's east of the park itself by about 100 feet. It was in the Clyde Tennyson farm, which adjoined this 100 acres, and it was built twice. The first time it was built with log cabin or telephone poles donated by the telephone company that a couple of kids set it afire and burned it to the ground, and the bunks inside it were made with the cross arms that you see on the telephone poles. And the next one is built with cement block, which is this one, and to date I don't know if it's even being used anymore. This picture was taken in 1990. Okay, Book 4, Page 8. The convenience store and gas station at the intersection of Route 78 and Canal Road, across from the orphans home. What are we trying to think of the name of, up on the hill there? Wyndham Lawn. And it's actually the site of the original Buehling canning factory, which canned everything that you would get, mostly tomatoes, but there was different fruit that they did can at one time. In fact, we used to draw the tomato when they canned tomatoes and got the juice. We used to get the tomatoes, what was left, in a dump truck every day, sometimes twice a day, and take them back to the farm, and the cows loved them. And they could hear the truck coming, and they'd start running for the gate. When they heard that truck coming, they knew that their delicacy was showing up. Okay, Book 4, Page 9. We're looking west toward Route 78 and Canal Road prior to the demolition of the old Buehling canning factory in 1985. You can see it at the upper right-hand corner, and the original Oddfellows is just about opposite that upper part with some separate buildings, which is on the left side, and in the center is the hospital section of the Oddfellows home. That's Canal Road coming down and curving, and then the straight road is the one that goes up and leads over the bridge by the Wide Waters. That was taken in about 1985. Okay, Book 4, page 10. Probably the most famous place in Lockport. Reed's Hot Dog Stand, and next to it is the place next door, owned by the same family. And you're looking at the intersection of Clinton Street and Lake Avenue. And this happened to be a quiet time. Unusually, that place is full of cars, but you can't wait for them to get there. Okay, Book 4, page 11. This is an unusual shot that covers all of Wright's Corners, which is a great metropolis, as we all know, right from about 3,000 feet and taken around 2,000. Shows both golf courses, Willowbrook and Oak Run, and the farm machinery dealer at the end of Wick Road, all the way down to the fork where 78 and 104 split by the Ford dealer. And Tops is in there and shows a lot of good farmland around in the same area. Okay, Book 4, page 12. Howell Motors Ford in Wright's Corners. This is at the north end of Wright's Corners. The 104 breaks to the left of the picture, and Route 78 toward Olcott, you see, goes on the right edge toward Olcott. Book 4, page 13. Tops Market in Wright's Corners under construction in 1993. You're looking at Route 78 breaking off to the left at the top, and 104 breaking to the right, and the Ford dealer, we're looking at the back end of Howell Motors. Okay, Book 4, page 14. This is the Tops Market, completed and all operating, and McDonald's across the street, and the Wheeler Road comes from the top of the photo down and joins Route 78. Okay, Book 4, page 15. We're looking across the east end of Lockport. The Lockport Memorial Hospital is the red brick area in the very center, and you're looking out sort of the northwest. The top of the photo on the right hand side, where there's a light tan and looks like 3 or 4 black spots, that is the Carveth property. The light part is a cornfield that's late in the fall, you can see because of the colors, and that's the Carveth property, which is now being developed into a sort of a separate fruit and vegetable type of outfit. Okay, Book 4, page 16. This is in closer to the Lockport Hospital Memorial, Lockport Memorial. They call it something else now, I forget. But Washington Hunt School is there, and you're looking slightly northeast across East Avenue, and the park across from the hospital with the monument in the center. You can see it stands up there. And that's about it on that one. Book 4, page 17. Professional Park off Davison Road. This was almost completed at this time. Since then it has been. The interesting part of this is on the lower right hand corner, it appears to be sort of black, like coal and whatever. This was the site of the original hangar for the Lee Airport, and since has been developed into a Rite Aid store right on the same, almost the same foundation as the hangar was. And of course the road at the bottom, that's been changed somewhat and extended into to the south, and there's a subdivision back there, and you name it. That's it. Okay, Book 4, page 18. This was the Niagara County Golf Course, or Golf Course and Clubhouse, excuse me, on Davison Road, which you're looking at right at the bottom, of the, running from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right. Okay, Book 4, page 19. We're looking at the south end of the Niagara County Golf Course by East High Street is running on the top diagonally, and Day Road left to right at the bottom. And this was in the 1990s, and since then the town of Lockport has purchased this land from the county, and there's now an amusement park for the kids, and soccer fields, and Santa Claus house, and you name it. They've got a lot of things there, and this, of course, we're talking about 2012. Now, we're talking here, Book 4, page 20. This is the Santa Claus Christmas Cottage on Day Road Park, and of course you can see where they got the amusement end of it for the little kids. And the light spot on the right hand side, this is the foundation or pad for the new bathrooms that they built in the summer of 2011 and 12. Okay, Book 4, page 21. This is the radio-controlled airfield for the helicopters and airplanes on Day Road, and this is adjacent to the town of Lockport Park on Day Road. Okay, Book 4, page 22. Shopping center on Dysinger Road across from the Lockport Town Hall. This is the intersection of Beatty and Old Beatty and Dysinger Road. Okay, Book 4, page 23. This is the trailer park or motorized home, whatever, looking northeast toward the Lockport Town buildings, the Town Hall and the highway, at the intersection of Beatty and Old Beatty and Dysinger Road. You can see these at the top center. Okay, Book 4, page 24. Rapids Mobile Home Park on Minnick Road, town of Lockport. And that's about all we can say for that one. Okay, Book 4, page 25. This is the Crescent Drive subdivision off Lake Avenue, Route 78, town of Lockport. At the top center of the picture is where the intersection of Slayton Settlement Road and the north end of Crescent Drive come together. Okay, Book 4, page 26. Carlton Lake subdivision of Franbilt and Franbilt on Akron Road, taken around Lockport around 2000. And this is the Carlton Lake, is named after Jim Sparks' father, Carlton Sparks. And this backs up on, as you can look way over at the top, east to west on the picture, left to right on the picture, is East High Street. Okay, Book 4, page 27. Worthington Ridge subdivision, Lockport, 1988. DeSales High School is up in the upper right-hand corner. And Carlisle Gardens, this would be the east end that we're looking at, and it was probably midsummer with all the foliage. Day Road runs from left to right at the bottom of the picture. You're looking west. Book 4, page 28. This is the Sparks subdivision behind Sparks Plumbing off Lincoln Avenue, taken around 2003, and you're looking at the intersection at the top. You're looking northeast, and it's Akron Road and East High Street, or Lincoln Avenue, I'm sorry. Okay, Book 4, page 29. Krull Park in Olcott, looking south from over Lake Ontario. As you can see, it's quite a long, narrow strip back there, which a lot of people don't realize, having driven back there. Okay, Book 4, page 30. This is Olcott looking northeast, across where the Harbor Motel and Restaurant are, and it kind of gives you an idea of how the road system circumvents Olcott. The Lake Road runs from the upper right-hand corner to the lower left. Okay, Book 4, page 31. The Harbor Motel and Restaurant in Olcott, circa 1985. That's Lake Road running across the bottom of the picture. Book 4, page 32. Alcott Beach, the polar bear swim in 1984. If you look very close near the shore, you can see a lot of people. And the old pier, you can see sort of in the middle of the picture to the left side, and you can just make out, because it was in the shade in that time of year, you can make out the few people standing there in the hole in the ice. Book 4, page 33. Alcott in winter. This was taken the same time as the polar bear swim. You got a little different angle. You can see how far at the top of the picture on the left hand side, how far out the ice went from shore, and you can see where the people are in swimming and how much ice and stuff is in the 18-mile creek. Book 4, page 34. The Somerset Power Plant in the early days when it was just getting going. Of course, you can see the black in there is all coal, and you can see the black and yellow train that was bringing the coal and dumping it there, and it's pretty much. I would imagine it was probably a few months after it got open by the size of the piles. Okay, Book 4, page 35. This is Somerset Power Plant view from Lake Ontario, year 2000. Things were going pretty good by this time, and they were bringing these cars in and had an automatic situation where to empty them, they turned the whole car upside down and dumped it, and turned it over and sent it right on its way. Matter of a few seconds, minutes at the most. Book 4, page 36. This was flying along low over Lake Ontario shore, right west of the Powers Project, and this at the time, the reason I took this picture, there was talk of turning this land into a golf course, which never developed up till this date. Book 4, page 37. This is sort of a wide view of the city of Lockport to give you an idea of the size of the center's business section. And probably the most interesting thing of this shot is the St. John's church at the bottom, toward the bottom in the middle. It looks like a dove with the silver roof. And to the right of that, a little bit sort of reddish along the railroad tracks, is the old New York Central Terminal, which burned. And there's only one track showing now, but at one time there was 2 tracks from Niagara Falls to Rochester. Okay, Book 4, page 38. This shows St. John's Church, Lockport, shaped like a dove, which a lot of people get a kick out of seeing it. Union Station in the foreground. It was quite a restaurant at one time for a short period of time and burned, and they never did anything with it. The silver building and squarish building in the center, when I was a kid in the late 30s, that was a broom factory. They built brooms right from scratch all the way, and the reddish building to north, or just to the right of that, that's St. John's School. Okay, Book 4, page 39. This shows All Saints Parish, which used to be St. Patrick's Church. They combined 3 or 4 parishes there. And if you look at the top right-hand corner, you'll see the control house for the locks and the Pine Street Bridge. Okay, Book 4, page 40. Transit Road, Lincoln Avenue, and the Summit Street intersection all together. And at the top is what's now Rite Aid. It was Walgreens, or I forget one of what it was originally. That property was the Union Sun and Journal, or the Lockport paper, but then was torn down, and it's gone through 2 or 3 different drugstores. Okay, Book 4, page 41. You're looking north over Ham Road, along Transit Road. This was the beginning when they built Tops and the first Walmart. Obviously, you can see there's not very much done so far, but this was in 1994. Okay, Book 4, page 42. The Lockport Mall has been torn down in this picture, and Bonton is the only thing that remains, as construction on the Super Walmart hasn't begun yet as of October in 2012, supposedly next year. Okay, book 4, page 43. This is what they called the Kmart Plaza in the town of Lockport in 2000. It's sort of Kmart is long gone, and Office Depot, I guess it is there now. At the very bottom of the picture was the first McDonald's, which is long gone. They've moved across the street and toward Buffalo a little ways. Book 4, page 44. This is the Rapids Road running east from Route 78. You're looking southwest across the Lockport Drive-In. North Buffalo Airport is in the background, and the Lockport Drive-In was you can just make out the big screen. There's 3 or 4 screens there now. Okay, book 4, page 45. This is a close-up of the Transit Drive-In just prior to the renovations in 2011. You can see the airport across the street, North Buffalo Suburban, I think they call it. Okay, book 4, page 47. First Niagara Bank building on South Transit Road, and it's on the west side of Transit Road, so it's in the town of Pendleton, taken in 2011. Okay, book 4, page 47. First Niagara Bank building, South Transit Road in Pendleton. This was taken in 2011. Okay, book 4, page 48. Mullane Motors on South Transit Road, and this is on the west side of Transit, so it is in the town of Pendleton. Okay, book 4, page 49. This was originally Gambino Ford, South Transit Road in the town of Lockport. It's now Basil Automotive as of 2011, and it's been much done since this picture was taken, and that just about covers that one. Okay, book 4, page 50. The Fieldstone Country Inn, South Transit Road. That's the intersection of Dysinger and Route 78, and it's been going for a long time.